Um,
What do you like about this movie? Let me ask you that.
hey there, welcome to the Out the Trunk Pod with Jordan and Darius. This is our movie review segment. My name is Jordan. You can find me on all socials at Jordy B Writing,
And I'm Darius. That's D's I Love Your Area on all socials.
and we're going to be reviewing Take Me Home tonight. This movie came out in 2011, starring Topher Grace, Anna Faris, Dan Fogler, Teresa Palmer, and Chris Pratt. This movie is set over the course of a single night in 1988. A recent MIT graduate struggling to figure out his future poses as an investment banker to impress his high school crush at a massive Labor Day party. As the night unfolds, his deception spirals into chaos and life-changing revelations. Someone toss it to you for Act One.
Oh, sorry, the Zoom messed me up. Act one, the deception begins. Matt Franklin is working at a sun-drenched video store, much to his father's chagrin. He reluctantly attends a high school reunion party with his sister and best friend, where he bumps into his longtime crush, Tori. To impress her, he impulsively lies and claims to work at Goldman Sachs. Um, this game reminded me of GTA Vice City. It was it's very. I know it wasn't set in Miami, but it was very
Right.
GTA Vice City-esque. And also it
Yeah.
felt like a White Friday.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Minus
yeah, yeah.
minus the whole having compelling characters and being funny. Uh, like, minus that, it was like Friday for white people. What you got for Act One?
Um, we talk a lot about obviously this movie is about nostalgia in the 80s and stuff, but one thing that I really miss about movies as a kid who grew up in the 90s is movies with like cool opening credits.
Yeah.
It's like the sequence with the yearbook and the signatures and the old photos and all the kind of 80s uh paraphernalia and flashback stuff. I thought that was really dope. And I love when movies have character, no pun intended, like that.
That's dope, man. What was your favorite Grand Theft Auto?
Wait, did you say what's my favorite Grand Theft Auto?
Yeah. That's a question I had.
Uh, that's a good one. I think GTA 2 is probably my favorite. That's when I
Okay.
played the most as a kid.
All
So
right.
yeah.
San Andreas for me.
Yeah.
It was the one set in LA with basically Bloods and Crips, but they just switched the colors around.
Right.
Ballers versus Grove Street. But
Hmm.
it was very set in the 90s. Easy E was a character, but they didn't call him Easy E. He was called I think it was Ryder. And
Okay, yeah,
I am anti remaster in general, but if they remastered that and doctored up the graphics, I would run that one back. So I would
yeah.
say
Yeah.
San Andreas is my favorite Grand Theft Auto. What else you got for Act One?
Um yeah, for Act One, I got like so I feel like one thing they just kind of gloss over in the movie is that like his parents are like low key rich.
Yeah.
Because the fact that you could pay for your kid's MIT education out of pocket, and that was only a quarter of your savings as a police officer in LA, is kind of insane.
Well, so this is the 80s. College was a lot less expensive back then.
Yeah, that's true.
But still, people weren't, I mean, cash out of pocket for the full ride is nuts.
Yeah.
I would be so infuriated if my child got into MIT and didn't want to
And
go.
just wanted to chill.
Like all the fucking all the fucking chases I had to do and crack rocks I had to confiscate and times I had
Yep.
to tackle a dude with a gun in his hand just to
Fight
put you to
crackheads and
MIT
yeah.
and you don't want to do it. This is, man, you be your own people. You be your own people.
Yeah, this movie kind of is a little bit of like it's low key a like case study for like white privilege in a way. Because like think about like when they steal the car, it's like, well, yeah, you can steal a car because your best friend's dad's a cop.
Yeah.
It's the 80s. You're white and you're obviously like from a successful family. At least one of the kids is. You're gonna be okay if you get caught.
Yeah. I mean, they're snorting cocaine like it's pixie dust. It's illegal to do. White people and drugs, man. White people just talk about drugs
They do.
like it
It's
ain't not even like there's no laws against it. I'm like,
just like
man,
it's nothing. Like, and they're so
no,
open with it. It's like like I could be a police officer, right? I mean, I'm not, and even like whatever, obviously, but um, it's just kind of crazy.
it's a lot.
Like I can't tell you how many times I've been offered coke in at the spot we hang out. It's like, no, dude, I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
do your thing, bro. But I'm
I
good.
I can't say that I have. What kind of vibes are you giving off? Where you kick you on that stuff? I've never been offered cocaine at the spot. I can't say that I
Um,
have. Maybe I'm just
drunk
not
white
that
dudes in
friendly.
the maybe I don't know. Drunk white dudes in the when they want to talk in the bathroom. I'm like, no, I'm cool, bro. Like you, you have that. I just came here to pee
And
and
that
wash my
bathroom is
hands.
small too, man.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot going on there.
Yep.
What happened to Topher Grace? Is he is still in Hollywood?
Yeah, is he in a show right now? I feel like he's in a show right now. Let me check here. Because he was in that
Wasn't he
show
Spider-Man or something?
well, he was Venom in Spider-Man 3. He's been in stuff recently. I just can't remember what it is.
This is
But you
great.
know what? He was kind of one person who turned out to be normal from the cast of that '70s show. Because everybody else turned out to be weird as fuck at the
What
very
was the
least.
movie? He was in Flight Risk, I guess, which was a Mel Gibson and Mark Wahlberg production last year.
Oh shit. Okay, I didn't know he
I
was in
don't
that.
know.
Oh, he was in Heretic. That was that horror movie or thriller with Hugh Grant. I've been meaning to watch that.
Yeah, well,
And
look, he's still
then
working actor.
yeah.
And
Okay, that's what it was. He was in that show Home Economics for 2 years, 2 seasons. Um,
the only normal cast member. What's wrong with Ashton Kutcher? He's normal, right?
so you know about Danny Masterson, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who yeah, so Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher wrote like character like letters for him.
We've done this before. That's what you're.
But
We just said the same
okay,
thing
but
about Tori. We not
I
doing
know,
this.
but sexual assault is different, bro. For
We
that,
not, dude. Show me one judge that's ever read a letter and been like, "Oh my God,
well, fair.
this
It wasn't
is."
gonna make a difference. It wasn't gonna make a difference.
We
But
not
that is a
doing.
little, I don't know, bro.
When
That's a little
people's
odd.
family and friends get jammed up with the law, they do shit like that. And
Yeah, but it wasn't like it was drugs or like, something non-violent.
I am not. First of all, the odds they even wrote it is small. Like, if that's what you got for them being weird, I can't get on board with that. That's what people do when
Well,
their
that's fair.
friends.
Well, she also said something about like she don't shower or bathe or some shit like that.
This is my. This is what I mean when like this is why like the cancel culture lost because y'all way overreached. Now
Oh, I
it's
didn't care. I'm not
not
canceling them.
you,
I'm
but
just
them.
saying,
It's
yeah,
like now it's well you wrote a letter to a judge because your friend who you weren't at the party, you didn't do any crimes, you didn't do anything.
fair.
You wrote a character letter to a judge, and therefore I don't like you any. Like that's just it's too many degrees removed. They didn't like this is why that whole branch of activism lost because it's just overreach.
Well, the thing was too is people like were saying that like Topher Grace was like stuck up because he wasn't really super close with the cast for the most part, I guess. And it turns out he just maybe he knew some shit or saw some shit. I don't know. But so that's mostly why I say that. Yeah,
No,
he's
I
a really
mean,
good
look,
actor.
he's a good actor, and he didn't have, he can be normal. That's fine. You don't have to write the letter, but the
Yeah.
idea that like someone says, "Well, that cast was weird," and I'm like, "Okay, well, what they do?" And you say Danny Masterson, I'm like, "Oh yeah, yeah, gone." And like, what did Miley Kunis and Ashton Kutcher do? And you're like, "Well, they wrote a letter to a judge at his sentencing, and it said some nice words about him." I'm like, "What they did they participate in the crimes? No, did they?" That's all you got. Like I don't know, man. I think we might be we're casting too wide a net, but
It's
sorry to
possible. It's
derail it.
possible. No, you're good.
That's what people do
Um,
when someone posts free Tory, that's just what people do when their friends
right.
are in
In trouble.
incarcerated. You would do it if one of your friends got incarcerated. I mean, I don't know what anyone would do, but like it's not
Right.
atypical behavior at all. Because they know the whole person, and even the most heinous of crimes, people aren't the entirety of their existence isn't their crimes. And they wrote a dumb
That
letter
is
to a
true.
judge who probably didn't even read the shit and it
Yeah. Good
threw
point.
it in a folder and gave him the sentence. Like it's not that deep.
Yeah. Um, Good point. So they steal the car to get to the party so he can kind of impress the girl that he lied to about his job. He told her he worked at Goldman Sachs when he just works at a movie theater or movie store.
That's the kind of lie
Um,
18-year-olds tell because like you don't think
right.
about how it's going to work long term. You're just telling a lie to get you to the next lie.
To get you to the next,
Yeah,
yes, exactly.
yeah,
He's like, I just need
like
to get to a point where I can talk to you later.
yeah,
And that was his which is interesting because like he went to MIT, he graduated, probably did well at school. He could have just said he was an engineer. He didn't
yeah.
have to, she wouldn't have asked what company, and he could have made up anything, and she wouldn't have been able to disprove that.
That's the kind of lies young men tell though, because like they don't.
Yeah.
It's just a lie to get you to the next sentence. It's not a lie to set up a story. It's like,
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's true.
I work on the moon at Goldman Sachs. And, yeah, I do big things there. I wear a nice suit. It's like, okay,
No, that's true. Like I remember when I was this is like my first like adult relationship, and I had just gotten laid off from my first job out of college, and I was at meeting some people in my ex's life at the time. They're like, "Oh, what do you do?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not really working right now. I'm in between jobs." And they're, "Well, what are you in? Like, what field you in?" I was like, "Oh, I'm in communications."
mass communications.
Mass communications.
I tweet.
Expeditiously.
I'm on TikTok. Like it's same difference. I communicate to the masses one way or another.
Right. I run an independent social media operation.
There you go. Vice president of Darius LLC. You got anything else for Act
Yeah.
One?
Yeah, I'm the CEO of Jordan Inc.
Yeah. One employee, and he doesn't even get paid. I
Yeah,
just
yeah. I'm a manager of one.
sole proprietorship. We have no revenue,
Correct.
nothing but expenses.
No, no revenue, no capital, no prospects or investors.
No, just sole proprietorship, one man shop.
One man band over here, girl.
There you go. You want to go into Act
Um,
Two?
yeah, so where'd you have Act Two starting? When they get to the party?
Sure. Act Two, spiraling lies and wild antics. Matt's lies gains momentum as he and Tori spend the night traversing various parties, including one at the home of a drug dealer. His sister and best friend navigate their own complicated night, which includes a dramatic car theft and a disastrous run-in with the law. Matt's fake confidence attracts him to Tori, but the pressure of the lie builds. I always want to be transparent with the audience. I did not watch the last 30 minutes of this movie. I couldn't do it. If you see me veering all the way off topic, that's why. I'm not gonna lie
No,
to
you're
you.
good. You're good.
No, I'm just for the audience. I told you I ain't watched the rest of the shit, but I don't want
Yeah,
them to
yeah.
think I'm lying to them and pretending I watched something when I didn't. I did not watch the last 30 minutes of this movie. I hated it. So anything for Act Two?
Um, yeah. So there's the scene where they're at the party, and you could tell that his friend Barry is just like anxious or nervous because they're around a bunch of people he probably hadn't seen in 4 years, and we when you feel like you're not where you want to be in life, you don't want to see people from your past because they're going to ask you what you're doing, and you don't want to answer that question. So I'm assuming that's why he wanted to like do the coke so bad. And then there's a scene in the bathroom where he's like, "This is shit," and then it hits him, and he just walks out the door, and you hear the music play, and he's just like on some other shit. This reminded me of like, have you ever been at a party and like someone takes an edible and
Yeah,
they're like, "This is trash," and then like 4 minutes later they're on the moon.
yeah. Uh, I mean, everyone has a story like that, man. When I was in California, I was dating this one girl, and she got me some caramels that
Mhm.
were like a great, like they were created for like stage four cancer patients, basically.
Okay.
And I ate it Friday, and I swear to God, I was high until Sunday afternoon. Like
Yeah.
it's just it's tough. It's tough. Be careful with those things.
No, yeah, I learned my lesson. I was at a show in Fayetteville for a friend's feature a couple years ago, and this girl had like these gummies, and they had like she'd refrigerated them, and then they melted, and then like re-solidified, so you couldn't quite tell the size you're supposed to take. But I was like, I'll be here for a few hours, whatever. So I finished it, and it didn't hit me at all. So I was like, okay, cool. I didn't really drink, so I drive home. I'm like an hour and a half away from home, so I'm driving, and I'm at this part in the state where there's just like nowhere to stop. It just did not look safe. It looked very much like, you know, and the shit hit me, and I was like, oh no. So I like roll down the window and I have my head out the window like the scene in The Dark Knight with the Joker where he escapes the jail, and I'm just like doing this the whole drive home.
Yeah, man. But to loop it back to him like walking it off, man. I've been
Yeah.
there where you're so drunk you need like a little pit stop and like so
Yeah.
you like go to the bathroom, splash your water on your face, and then when you walk out, you're a new man. So I get it.
Yeah.
There was a scene. By this point, I really wasn't paying much attention to the movie. There was a scene where he was like about to fuck some girl in the bathroom. What was going on with that? Then another
Oh
guy
yeah.
walks in. Can I just was just like, this is dumb. What happened there? I want to explain that one to the audience.
Yeah, so he's at the party. A lady can tell he's high. So she's like, "Oh, you want to do some lines?" She's like, "All right, cool." They go to the bathroom. She's fine as hell, so they're about to hook up. And then like the dude she was sitting next to comes in, and he's like, "Yo, like we're in here." And she's like, "No, you're with me." So basically, I think they were. I assume they were a couple, and that's just like what they do. Like he was a
Okay.
cuck, and because they recognized that Barry was like young and dumb or whatever, it was just like, oh, there's an easy mark. I think that's pretty much what that was. Which was
Tad bit
insane.
rapey. Have you
Yeah, yeah.
have you
Um,
ever been caught at a party you weren't supposed to be at? Like your parents
caught at a
told you not to
oh,
go and you went anyway. Like you ever have your house party moment?
actually, I never had any of those moments.
Okay.
I either didn't go or got back in time. I mean, I think I probably broke. I mean, I broke curfew, but they never like found me. They just I dealt with it the next day, or I was kind of capable. Where, like, if I did something bad, I'd be like, "Yeah, I did this, so you should let's just get it over with."
When I was in eighth grade, maybe seventh grade, me and my boy Quincy, and I think the other guy's name was Rudy, just middle school friends. We
hmm
caught the city bus to uh the bad part of town, the hood or whatever, to meet these girls
hmm
at this party, and it was worth it. But I got in a lot of trouble because I don't think we even got to the party till like 11 o'clock. Mind you, we're like 14 years old.
Right.
11 o'clock is like
It's
4
like your
a.m.
curfew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not even. Like I snuck out past when I was supposed to be in the house. This is before cell phones, so my mom
Yeah.
had to like call around and I
hmm
didn't get to go outside for a long time after that. But the house party with the girls
Yeah, you kind of
was
got
worth it.
to.
It was worth it. It was worth it. If you are, it's a seminal moment in a young man's life when
Yeah.
he, risked life and limb to get laid. I did not get laid that night. I was in middle school, but I thought I was. I had condoms in my wallet. I thought it did not happen, but I definitely thought I was.
Oh, that'd be the worst when you bring them and you're like hoping and you just know and then you go home with them still and you're like, damn it.
I mean, I was in middle school. I brought them everywhere. Because middle school.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel you.
we just a horny teenage boy, and
Right.
always got to be prepared. But no, that was a good party. It was a good time. But I definitely paid the price for it in my freedom for a long time after that. So,
I
anything
feel
else for
you.
Act Two?
Um, yeah, I want to ask you, would you have told her? It was when he hooked up with Tori and was like, yeah, so I actually work at the video store I saw you earlier today. Would you have told her or would you have just kept that in tuck?
You're asking 22-year-old me or 37-year-old me?
22-year-old you.
I would have lied. I kept that lie alive.
Yeah.
37-year-old me would have felt that that was inappropriate and deceptive and came clean. But 20, I would be lying to you today if I told you that 22 years old, I was as honorable as I am today.
Yeah.
Like I'd have just lied. I'd have just lied. I'd have thought like a 22-year-old man. Just think one lie to
hmm
get me to the next lie and go from there. So
Right. And then it also was like you waited, like you did it right after too. Like I think I maybe would have told her, like I would have taken her out, and then I would have told her maybe it would have. I feel like that would have been a smoother landing than like right after, because then it just makes her feel like a conquest. Um,
I'd have tried to fuck one more
but
time off that lie, and then all right, I've had my
and the
fun.
truth and the truth is, it's the '80s. It's so easy to ghost people. You just have to don't
Yeah.
call them. That's it.
Like 22-year-old me would have been like, I mean, what's one more? I'm going,
What's one more?
like,
You already did it once, yeah.
she likes me. I'm gonna blow all this up by telling her I work at a video
For
store.
what?
You
And
know,
also, like the odds of you ending up together forever are astronomical anyway. So I mean,
Let me
Um,
get one more hack at it before we before
before you never
swing
talk to
this
me
bat
again.
one more time before we pack it up. No, I'd have lied. I kept that lie alive. What else you got for Act Two?
Have you ever been involved in a dance off?
No, no, absolutely not.
Have
I
you ever
don't have
danced at
any
a party?
problem with dance offs. But me, no, no, not my speed, not at all.
What's your go-to dance moves?
No, I will say I will forever be resentful of COVID because that was the one time a
Yeah,
popular dance came out and we were inside. Okay, it was the one time a
yeah.
TikTok popular dance I could actually do came
That you could
out,
do,
the
yeah.
Tootsie Slide,
Oh, yeah,
and we were
yeah,
in the house. And I was like, what the fuck? I could actually
yeah.
do this one and I wouldn't look stupid.
You're like
And
son of
it's
a
when
bitch.
we're locked in the house. That is the most obviously
That's funny.
I will say that is the thing I resent most about COVID, which kind of reveals the privilege of my COVID experience. But
Correct.
I was mad. I was like, this, I can do this. And I won't look stupid. Even Roger Goodell could do this. And
Right.
we were inside. And so
Yeah.
now, I mean, that's talk about a song that got lost in history.
It did. It's
But
like I haven't heard that song anywhere ever
and it was
since.
as hot as a song could be during COVID.
Right.
So that is my the thing. All I did during COVID was bake, order sneakers because the sneaker market was dried out because no one else was buying
Just weren't
sneakers,
going anywhere. Yep.
and ordered a lot of Uber Eats and Grubhub and
Yeah.
drank too much and baked a lot of things and loved my sneakers.
Yeah, that's when I had my first pod. I did that. We would like get drunk and record the pod. I was with some other times, did that. Um, watch movies, took walks. I would just drive. I just get up in my car and drive just up and down Glenwood Avenue for hours because you couldn't get out and go anywhere. Oh
Yeah.
man, it was awful.
And the thing is, it was only the inside part was only like 60 days. It was from March to May in North
Hmm.
Carolina. But that shit felt like a prison bid because I would get it would be like Saturday because I work from home already from my
Right.
previous job, previous role. But like when you don't go out, like Saturday, my going out was just like a walk. And I
Right.
was listening, there was this podcast, it was they discontinued it now. They did like the Tyler Perry Cinematic Universe and they
Hmm.
would watch his movies and talk about how
Bad they
bad they
were.
were, Jinx. And I just remember walking around the fucking arena. I won't name the arena because that would get my location up, but it
Right.
just like this is my Saturday night, like just walking
That
around.
sucks.
And I'd get in the house
Yeah.
at 7 o'clock, and that would be it. And then I'd pour myself, it was either Jameson or tequila, and watch. And there wasn't even no sports to watch. And just that was, I don't, that shit is trash. Anyways, Tootsie
It
Slide, I
it
resent
was.
it.
It was. Yeah. Yeah, that was a bad time. I remember I got so bored at one point I would just like this I think back when I worked pizza part-time, whatever, and I would get off work and I'd drive downtown, I'd go to uh a cigar bar and the inside area was closed because it was COVID. So they had literally it was wintertime and they had like a heater outside. People
Yeah.
would just sit out there and smoke.
And even when things opened up, it was like half of what you were used to, and it just
Right.
everything sucked. Anything else for Act
Everything
Two, or you want to
sucked.
go to Act Three?
Um Oh yeah, so I did as an homage to like the kind of the 80s movies. I did like they had all the party archetypes. Like they had like the philosophical like stoner dude where he's like everything changes but nothing changes. Then you had like the crazy thought, and the preppy white boys with the turned up collars and all that. Also the preppy white dudes remind me of every guy I went to high school with.
Uh, I agree. That was a nice touch on a movie that otherwise didn't care much about details. Act Three, The Unmasking and the Reckoning. The night culminates in a massive party where Matt's lie is exposed in front of everyone, including Tori and his father. He must face the consequences of his deception and decide whether to chase the life he wants or the one he thought he should have. The movie ends with Matt making an honest choice about his career and his relationship. And let me just say, drowning in a ball got to be on 1,000 Ways to Die. Uh, like, like you're just rolling around having a good time, and then that water starts to level.
Yeah,
That's got to be up there, man. He
that's a
didn't
really
drown
bad way
for
to
the
go.
audience, but
Yeah.
I watched a video on YouTube, and there's apparently an exhibit in a museum somewhere. I forget
Hmm.
where you get to like sit down in like what would have been the Titanic ship and get to
Okay. Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
what it would have felt like if you were on the ship when it was
Yeah. Hmm.
like sinking, and they're just like sitting there, and the water just it's just rising, and
There's nothing you can do.
there's nothing you can do. Like you're so far away from the top, let alone the life raft, and that water is
Right.
ice cold.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Like that's it. This is your fate. You got about 90 seconds left on Earth.
And, and you're a
Like,
popsicle. Like
and you're
that's
a
a really,
popsicle.
really bad way to go.
That's rough. That's rough.
Yeah. And
And
Rose
then
definitely had enough room on that fucking door to let Jack live,
oh
just
yeah,
for the record. But
for sure, for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, man. And then not only that, but you got to realize no one's ever gonna find your body. Like
No.
it's like your people aren't gonna even gonna get a proper burial or anything. This is just it. So,
True. And then
what
also
else you got for Act
communication
Three,
wasn't
man?
and also like there's no communication really back then besides by letter. So like
No,
if you didn't tell your family you were going on the Titanic, like you were fucked. I mean, you were fucked because you died, but they were fucked because they didn't know what happened to you probably.
there's still a few
Um,
people from 9/11 who are still technically missing because they the family can confirm that they like lived in New York at the time and would have
oh
been in the
yeah.
area, but they have, this is before you were sharing locations and texting people all day and
Right.
like they're like, well, she lived in that borough. Like you kind of know that they probably got caught up in 9/11, but there's no real
Hmm.
proof of it. So technically they're still missed. Like by now they probably have death certificates and everything, but for
Right.
about a decade they were still missing, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because how else? You know, you grow up in Indiana and you send your
Hmm.
kid off to college in New York City and they decide to stay. And then on 9/11, they text you in the morning, hey, how's it going? I'm going to go get some
Hmm.
coffee and then head to work. And then you never hear from them again and you never get their body because everything's pulverized.
Yeah.
And you never get that close. You don't know, were they in the building? Were they near the building? Were they,
Right.
you don't know anything. You have to wait until the state just
Damn.
declares them dead. So
That's sad.
I concur. What else you got for Act Three? I will say this: the fact is that I
Yeah.
didn't watch the last 30 minutes, I've at least had things to say.
Yeah, you did have
Has
things to
it been on
say.
topic? No, but it's had things to say.
Not at all. You're like, man, Spades is fun.
Yeah. What's your favorite Grand Theft Auto game? Well, we'll get back on
um,
topic. What about Act Three?
um, so I did like the conversation that he had with his dad, after he got arrested or when he was getting arrested, I guess, whatever, where he's letting him out the car. He's like, dude, just take a fucking shot, bro. Like shoot your shot with life, essentially. And where he said like you're not a failure because you're worse than that because you never tried at anything. I do always like that conversation that he had because I feel like that's pretty relatable. And I think I was around the same age when this movie came out. I was like 19 or 20. So I was kind of in a similar place in life. So that always stayed with me a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, there's not a lot that happens in third, honestly. It's really just he rises the ball, uh, survives. His sister breaks up with the douchebag boyfriend played by Chris Pratt. Um, and then he gets the girl's number, which I will say, getting a girl's number after you hit is kind of legendary.
You know? And what name do I put in this? Well, this is 88. So the number was the
Right.
house number,
The house phone, yeah.
you had to have some real that sometimes the number came afterwards. Oh, I was born in 88, so I wasn't around at the time. But,
Right.
it could have I understand how logistically that might just be the case.
True.
Yeah,
True.
man, that the talk with the pops. I remember mine. I remember, sitting in the basement playing shit, ironically, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, and my dad sitting down with me and asking me, okay, so like what's planned?
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful for that conversation too. But
Yeah.
I remember that conversation vividly. Another seminal moment in a young man's upbringing.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything else for Act Three?
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. So let's pivot off that then. So, when you had the conversation with your dad, I guess you were what, like 18, 19 around that
Yeah,
time period.
give or take, yeah.
So what was the not difference, I guess. What was the connection for you? Like we talk about like locking in, and I'm guessing yours locked in happened at some point in your mid-20s. Was there something that he said that you didn't really click for you later on in life, or was it just like your maturation process that kicked in and you were finally able to kind of connect all the dots?
Well, it just yeah, I just he I don't he well the quote was you don't want to be one of these do nothing niggas, and he said those kind of dudes
Yeah.
that just they'll work a job here and there, they'll kind of float by and then they just come and go, and that's just kind of
Hmm.
it. He was like you want to put your stamp on life, you want to go do something, you want to go be something, you don't want to just float around making ends meet. And
Right.
I mean honestly it kind of clicked in almost immediately.
Hmm.
Because I mean, very short. Because at the time I was working at GameStop,
Hmm.
and I was, an assistant manager. I had my key. I made my little $10 an hour, and I thought that was life. And
Right.
um, very shortly thereafter, I went and applied at a place that I can't say,
Hmm.
and that's when I don't. know, I just got really motivated after that. Like I just that place gave a pathway to like you could actually see a pathway to like
A career.
middle class stability and a career, and I just really wanted that, and that's why that conversation stuck with me because it was like I thought I was doing well. I thought I was doing fine. I was an assistant manager at
Yeah.
GameStop, and I was, I still. He was like, "Nah, you're not. This ain't it." Like
Right. Right.
it's
Right. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I could. It's like he could feel that I was getting comfortable in mediocrity, and he just was
Uh-huh.
like, "We don't do mediocre," and so.
This ain't what we do.
Um, And so yeah, that's kind of what it was. It was like it was a disappointment and it was like, you know, the feeling that mediocrity wasn't going to be enough. And so
Hmm.
yeah, that's what I would say. I would say the it was almost like a movie how immediately it clicked. And
Yeah.
so the rest was history.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. 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 Um,
What do you like about this movie? Let me ask you that.
well, again, I was a teenager when I saw
Yeah.
it, so it hit a little differently.
Okay.
Also, I think, also, I just love the 80s. So, like, I loved all those 80s movies, 16 Candles, fucking
Did you feel like this was an
Breakfast
80s
Club.
movie or was it cosplaying as one? Because this felt like
I mean,
80s
it was,
cosplay to me.
yeah, it
Uh,
was definitely cosplaying.
It
I
felt
think, I
like
don't
I
know.
was watching modern people do what they thought the 80s was. It didn't feel like
Yeah, yeah,
obviously
yeah,
movies
yeah.
do set pieces, like Sinners did one, but
Correct.
Sinners felt
Right,
authentically 1900s
right.
rural Mississippi.
Yeah.
This felt like I could see the green screen. Like it just
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, yeah,
it
yeah. I
just
got you. Yeah, yeah,
felt
yeah.
it felt like I was watching people act.
Yeah. Okay.
And yeah, I
Interesting. I
don't
mean,
know
I think
what
I
it
just
was
because I
about
was
this
a
movie. Nothing landed for me.
it
So
it didn't really, no pun intended, it didn't age great. Like it's like
When's
when I
the
was a
last time you
kid,
saw it before this? Before Pod Prep?
uh probably maybe like a year or two ago, maybe
Okay, so
something like
recent.
that. Yeah.
Does it
Um
does it hit the same?
it doesn't hit the same. That scene with the father always hits the same, and I think
Yeah,
that scene kind of almost saves the movie for me in a way, or saves the movie in a way. Also, the soundtrack, I will say the soundtrack is great. It's got all the classic 80s movies, 80s songs.
Duran Duran.
Um, hmm and also, I like Let My Love Open the Door. Love that song. Betty Davis Eyes, fucking classic. Um, I think just because like one of the things where like when you're a kid, it just felt cool and edgy. It was like about cocaine and shit. It was rated R. What I'm saying, it was like around the time where I could first see a rated R movie by myself, kind of shit.
There's some
Um,
titties in it,
yeah, yeah, some titties. So
The bathroom sex scene with the husband and the wife. There's some titties in there. So
yeah.
you know,
I think it just it. I think it probably more so because it just takes me back to like my youth a little bit in a way.
Okay.
I guess for me, and I don't know. I do just enjoy Topher Grace. I like watching him and stuff. I think he's great with the deadpan and he's got kind of that Ben Stiller-esque delivery and sense of humor. And also I really kind of I like watching I like rewatching movies and I like now that we have the podcast, it's fun to do it because now it's like, okay, well, let's go back and see if you can extract an interesting conversation from a movie. Like this movie, the plot is not super complicated, but I was like, okay, well, let's see if there's an interesting conversation here. And that's kind of like a fun experience for me with these movies. So I just wanted to see what we could pull from a plot. Like it's not obviously a great movie or best movie ever, but it's easy to talk about great movies. But it's like it's kind of fun practice to me at least is like talking about like mediocre movies and seeing like um what kind of magic we can make with that.
Well, we got 30 minutes out of it. What do you rate it? I don't know if I call it magic, but we did make it
Well, not
something
magic,
happen.
but you know.
What do you
um
rate it?
yeah, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars.
Okay. That is kind of you. This is a one for me. Yeah, it
This for
was
me is like how you felt about like what was it? What was the movie that I really hate that you kind of liked? What was it?
You're
I'm gonna get you,
next.
sucker. Not that.
Oh, Low Down Dirty Shame.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh
This
my
is kind of
God.
like
I
this
love
is kind
that
of like my
movie.
low down dirty shame. Yeah, it's kind of like my low down dirty shame. Like it's bad, but I love it.
Fair enough. All right. Thanks for listening. My name is Darius. That's Steve's all up in your area on all socials.
And I'm Jordan. That's Jordy B Writing on all socials.
Please rate, like, subscribe. We are Out the Trunk Pod on all socials. That is Out the Trunk Pod on all socials.
And for any ongoing movie recommendations, feel free to reach out to us via email at outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. That's outthetrunkpod@gmail.com. We check it regularly. We will get back to you or watch the movies you want us to watch. Come back next week. We're going to be reviewing This Christmas. Y'all
All
take
right,
care.
y'all.